70? Oh, yeah. Right. Look, it was just too many names. I was just looking for the sponsored one.
Yeah, well, I wish, but I was just, it's not sort of
the restoration of the Darcy family vault, but have played a part in a permanent public record of his sporting achievements. When costings came through on the program of works necessary to undertake restoration of the Darcy family vault, it was clear that a range of approaches would need to be taken in order to raise the necessary funds for the project. I would like to personally recognise the tremendous assistance of Arnold Thomas, who worked with Council to initiate the plaque sponsorship project, and who was responsible for the extensive collation of material used in the fabrication of the plaques. Arnold's professionalism, good humour and tenaciousness was instrumental in making the project the success that it has been. The Maitland community have embraced the sponsorship drive, coming up with creative ideas to assist in the fundraising efforts. One of these, the donation of a stunning portrait of Les Darcy by local artist Robert McKay, which you see on the invitation to this event. This painting is to be auctioned following today's ceremony. We thank Robert and also auctioneer Peter Hogan, who has volunteered his time.
I get a flat here in Maitland. I was here so often. I haven't been here quite as often since, but I do have I get a thrill whenever I come to Maitland when I see the Maitland sign, just to say this is the way to Maitland. I feel a buzz. I think about Les Darcy. I think about a wonderful man called Harry Boyle, who was so marvellous to me when I was writing about Darcy and researching Darcy. One of the finest men I've ever met, Harry Boyle, Life Crisis by 73. But I've written 5 poems about Les. I want to do a couple for you today. The first poem, one of the first poems I wrote actually, apart from rugby poems that I wrote in my own rugby club, was about Les. And a fellow called, I'll think of his name in a minute, he's quite eccentric, Bob Ellis, but an eccentric man, a filmmaker, but a wonderful, wonderful writer, asked me, did I actually write the poem about Les Darcy? And I said, yes, I did. And he said, it's worthy of Lawson, which is the best I've ever felt about anybody saying anything about anything I've ever written, because Lawson was my hero, just as Darcy was so many boys' hero here. I got so much research. I'd gone to America to try and find stuff to do with the documentary, so I did a book. Later on we were able to do the documentary, and I start that documentary with another poem about Les called The Maitland Wonder, because that's what he was often referred to. It's a very simple piece of verse. It got a bit of a bagging by the critics who saw the documentary, but it helped me get the money because the ABC wanted some poetry in the thing, so I gave them 5 poems. So that was enough in an hour. And this is called The Maitland Wonder. Was there ever such a wonder, flailing fists that cracked like thunder, as the smiling boy from Maitland in his faded dressing gown? Was there ever such a fighter, ever modest, not a skiter, as the smiling boy from Maitland, now the pride of Sydney town? Will we ever see his equal? Could there ever be a sequel to the smiling boy from Maitland beating men of such renown? How his foes have come to fear him, how his fans have come to cheer him. Cheer the smiling boy from Maitland as he wears his boxing crown. As he stands for his ovation, he's the pride of all the nation. He's the great James Leslie Darcy. He's a god in Sydney town. And he was a god, a sporting god at least in Sydney town. When the trams came down from, the special trains came down from Maitland, after the Maitland races, they were the days, eh? 20,000 people would get to the stadium and they could fit 14,000 in. Often on his fights, 5,000 or 6,000 stood in Rushcutters Bay Park, listening to the roars of the crowd, just hoping it was for Les and not for his opponent. And invariably it was.
Fantastic event, should be congratulated. You should feel really good about it because it really is so important. We are a very young nation and yet we tend to throw our heritage away so simply, so easily. In 1995, which was the 100th year of Les's birth, he was born October 1895, I had the great thrill of giving a eulogy at at a centenary mass for him.
Jenny Mudd for the Les Darcy committee. They put the idea to me and I just picked it up and ran with it, so the honour goes to them for that. And secondly, the foundation stone for the success of this whole project stands with Claire James. I don't know what I'd have done without Claire James. I mean, I'd have been in more strife than Burke and Wills. She was just simply marvellous. Most importantly, this gives me an opportunity to thank all the wonderful people who dug deep to find $400, and it touched my heart, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I believe today is a very special historic occasion as well. Represented on these plaques is the families of Bob Whitelaw, who fought Les Darcy twice and was the only Australian to defeat him. We have the representatives of the Billy McNabb family, who fought Les Darcy twice. We also have the family of Dave Smith, who not only was the trainer and mentor of Les Darcy, but he fought him twice. And then we have from America, the family of Jimmy Clabby is represented on 2 plaques, and he fought Les Darcy twice. So I find that a remarkable thing to contemplate here today.
If he would please remain here. He's also mentioned Robbie Reid. Robbie, would you come up the front, please? And also Claire James, as Claire has been responsible from the council for the organisation. Claire, if you would also come forward, take the scissors and cut the ribbon to commemorate the Restoration Fund plaque program. Next to me here, adjoining the Les Darcy Museum display. And as has been mentioned, the Wonder Boy, painting by Robert McKay, is to be auctioned shortly during the refreshments. We also created from the Les Darcy collection at Maitland Regional Art Gallery, and this exhibition remembers the Maitland wonder on the anniversary of his death. The exhibition is also about collecting or recollecting of Les Darcy's memorabilia and presents for a time. A 2 metre by 2 metre boxing tent canvas, which has been featured here today. It's been a very special occasion and a memorable gathering of family, community members, boxers, boxing experts. The council looks forward to maintaining contact.
What's a curly one day?
So are you related to the Darcy? Wonderful audience. Well, they have a lot of people going overseas too.
I said, oh, she's young. Keep coming in. Yeah, Joel.
Look at your face.
Good morning. I think I was talking to you that day. Yeah. No, he like it. Oh,
Check. Yes. 1, 2.
I've got Charlie's box of tea.
Check. Yes. 1, 2. Test.
Love this station. So we're going to go there. You've been up with me. I don't even get to put on your face.
Plenty of